You got challenges that you're going to run across.
If I can get to your boss, if I can get to the procurement manager, if I can get to the VP, he or she may tell me, you know what, Larry, shoot, man, you're bringing a lot of value to our team. We need this. So you can't stop. You can't stop going at it because you might not have gotten to the right person just yet. So you got to work your plan. I'm not saying you do it all in one day. You may have to come back every 4 months, every 5 months. And what you'll find when you keep coming back is that the players often change. So the guy that threw you out, he may not be there 8 months from now. If you keep going back, you realize he's been promoted. He now lives in Michigan, and now you're dealing with somebody else. So you just got to keep to it and, again, keep working the process.
And it's funny, the story behind that was probably about a week and a half later. They called me from that office and wanted to buy a full-page ad. And I said to the lady, I said, don't you remember? That was me. That you sure you wanted? That's the one. She said, whatever his name, Mr. Johnson, that's just him. He does that to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm worried if they laughing at me, but the ladies in the office know that's just him. So a week later, he didn't even probably remember that he told me to get the hell out of his office. He just said, wasn't somebody here trying to, get us an ad and, let's order that.
Sure.
And that could have taken me out.
Yeah, definitely.
That thought process was, I got to go, man. Something it was God said, don't you give up now. Don't you quit now. You got to keep going, man. So let's talk about these. What was the biggest challenge to getting multiple streams? Was it, because sometimes we jump on another stream and the one stream we have is not really doing anything at that point. A lot of times people wind up not having any streams, so what's your biggest challenge you think to having, or to get that second stream, the third stream? What was there to maybe challenge you?
I would say your salary. I always say the salary is what they pay you to forget about your dreams. You have to be willing to get out your comfort zone. Every 2 weeks you have, I don't know what, $2,000 becoming direct deposited into your account. That's great. But once you've kind of committed to that, you pay your cable bill, you pay your electric bill, your water bill, your cell phone bill, whatever, you bought yourself a pair of pants, a pair of shoes. Next thing you know, you're right up against the cusp of the money that you made. And you do this every month after month after month. It becomes a cycle. You want to break that cycle. You want to find a way to say, hey, I know I have 2,000 coming in every 2 weeks, but what would happen if I could get an extra 1,000 coming in per week on top of that? That's when you're starting to think about multiple streams of income. And then you got to get out that comfort zone, get out your own way. I don't care what you start, but start it, right? It could be it's for those who don't have a lot of sales experience, but they want to get something. They might get into a multi-level marketing or a network marketing company where they can learn some selling skills and learn on somebody else's dime. Help them get those skills that they need. Or maybe it becomes down to the point where you want to start a little small internet company, right? You get on an app or a website like Etsy, who will allow you to design and customize your own product and sell it in 2s and 3s, right? You don't have to have 200 made. You don't have to have 2,000. You can sell 2, but learn how to get out there. And once you do that, you experience what it feels like to bring in additional revenue, additional income. And once you do that, then you find a way to scale it up. You start small, get a little bigger, get a little bigger, get a little bigger. And then when you get to the point where you find something that's working, that stream of income will oftentimes fund one of your other streams that's not doing so well, because business is up and down. But if you have one over here, it may be generating enough to take care of the other 3 until one of those can boom. But you got to get out your comfort zone. And once you start it and that money starts to come in, and it could be small amounts. But man, what is that doing for your psyche? What is that doing for your mental? When you realize I can do something that 98% of America has been scared to do. What's that? Start my own business and generate money from it.
Mm-hmm. There's a statement I used to make, and I don't know where I heard this from, but I know that when I first heard it, it was so impactful to me, that it really hit me. And I can't remember who said it, but I've been saying this for years. What do you think is the biggest challenge? And I'm just throwing this out because I'm gonna give you the answer that I have. I just want to hear what you say right quick. You know, like, what would you think the biggest challenge of getting to 10 grand a month as an entrepreneur, or just anything in life? Now, I would throw that out and I would ask people, and I'm gonna tell you the answer. The challenge to getting to 10 grand a month is 5 grand a month. Because when you get to 5 grand a month, you get comfortable. You can pay your bills. You can, you know, maybe go out and have a few drinks. You know, you're not as stressful anymore. It's the same thing of the challenge of getting to 20 grand a month. It's 10 grand a month because we get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like you really have to have that hustle mindset and that environment that you have to be in, and that belief that you have to keep you grinding, because, you know, your friends and relatives gonna quickly say, well, how much money do you need? You keep hustling all the time. You're just trying to go after everything. Money ain't everything. And how do you deal with that challenge as you start? Because, you know, you got multiple streams. You know, I know what people say. I know how people act and stuff. Like, well, what else you gonna sell? You know, what else you gotta have? And I know for me, I had to cut loose a lot of those people because I didn't need that coming in my ear. Even though I wasn't gonna stop, but I didn't need it. What do you do when you hear, you know, you looking for another stream? Well, I mean, what do you what's the dude on that used to be on Martin or either Good Times and come in?
Lenny. Yeah, Lenny.
My name is Lenny and I have anything you need.
Yeah.
Who are you? I'm Lieutenant Lenny. And when you buy from Lenny, you save yourself a good penny.
Yeah.
So people start looking at it that way. How do you deal with that?
You know, for me, I've turned it into a game. I have fun with it. It's not work anymore. People say, oh, you always selling something. You always Yeah, but you know what? I enjoy the process of bringing something in, shining it up, and reselling it back out to somebody for more than what I paid for it, or more than I acquired it for. To me, it's just fun. It's just a good time. And once it gets to that level, I'm not worried about what somebody has to say, or a naysayer coming in saying, you always doing this, you always doing that. Yeah, but I'm always eligible to take care of my kids when they ask, Dad, can you help me over here? Can you pay for this? Or Dad, let's go on vacation. So there's rewards to the work and the effort that you put in. And a lot of time it's not so much the financial, the monies that actually come in, but what the money allows you to do.
Make sure that you like and subscribe and hit the all button and all that kind of stuff, because we're going to have a lot of good interviews on this podcast.